Hey, talking about sourcing for just a second, I just wrote down a quick list of places that most people who do what we do source from. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, cool sales as always. Have a great topic here for you as well. We're gonna talk a little bit about sourcing today, and sourcing changes as you get into the winter months. At least it does for me and people who source like I do, which is 95% garage sales, yard sales. Occasionally, church sales, thrift stores every once in a blue moon, that kind of stuff. But there are a few other ways I source, and I want to get your input on the way you source, plus a very unique way to source, which I just did last weekend. Really happy about it. Everything I sourced there is already sold, and I can't wait to tell you about it. Let's take a look. As usual, we will do 3, 4, 5 sales maybe, and then talk about our topic. But when we do talk about that topic today, I do really want to have your opinions as some different, if you're willing to share them. Some people aren't willing to share some of their sourcing tips, but we'll talk about them a little bit. And if you have something I'm not talking about, or just if you just want to share what you're talking about, how you source, let us know in the comments. Here is a ab lounge. I think this came off an ab lounge too, but the reality is if you have an ab lounge, it also fits an ab lounge too, and an ab lounge sport for that matter. And these right here go for pretty decent money. I'll often buy the ab lounge itself and just take off the parts that sell and get rid of the rest of it. And this one sells, this is the rear bungee. I think this was $24 plus shipping. So there you go, when in doubt, parted out, of course. Right behind Troy Mountain Man Treasure's duck. There you go, I think it's my duck now. And Pepper's in here early for her treat. Next item is an item that I usually try to avoid. Well, I don't try to. I usually avoid because people at garage sales tend to think they're worth a little bit more than they are. And I'm sure if you go to garage sales, you come across the bar mats from different brands. This happens to be Red Bull, which is why I even asked about it to begin with. Plus, they were clean. I didn't have to clean them because they were a pain in the butt to clean. You almost need a pressure washer to get in there. And I'm like, you know what? We'll see how much this person wants. They don't sell for much, but they sold for $20 plus shipping, and I got 2 for $5. I'm like, yeah, I'll pick them up. And even at that, it took a long time to sell these 2 right here. So, and they do go beyond sometimes the 22 inches, so you have to make sure you just roll them up, and you can get them under. You don't want to do it too long there and cost you too much money, right, Pepper? All right, so $20 for those plus shipping. So we've already had one when in doubt parted out item. This is one of my favorites. I've talked about it many times. Backgammon pieces, but not just any backgammon pieces. It's this particular checker version low backgammon set, and it's got plastic cups. And so I sold those, I think for the same as what I sold these for, $14.50 plus shipping. I can usually buy these. I bought these with Dave and Carey, American Arbitrage MC Picker, at the 127 sale. And people walk past these all the time. And I literally pick 4 or 5 up a year, it seems like. Maybe not that many, 3 or 4 up a year. And you can sell them. You usually can get them for $1 for the whole set, the whole box. And then you take the cups and you sell them separately with the dice and the instructions. There's Pepper again. I just gave you treats. Every time I turn the camera off, I give you treats. And then you sell these separately. So that's $29 plus shipping for 2 sales. That's not too bad for a $1 purchase. People fight each other all the time for video games, for a $15 video game, where you literally could just find these almost every weekend if you look for them. And, well, not this particular set, but backgammon pieces. But please don't sell them, because there is a small market, and I have to sell them. Right? Right. $14.50 plus shipping. Next item went to a viewer. It is a Yorkie, I think. It's a Yorkie tie plush. And it's, I don't remember the name of this one, Yappy something. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I don't know where it came from. I didn't buy it. It must have been a Blue Ridge Mama buy. I don't know. At any rate, that one sold for $10 plus shipping, and it went to a viewer. I'll read you the message. It says, me and my husband are big fans of the show. We have a Yorkie puppy named Cookie. Yorkie puppy named Cookie. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Who watches your shows with us each night. and we're going to add it to our collection. May God bless you for all the charity work you've been doing. I'll talk about that in a second. Love the family-friendly entertainment. Thank you, Lupita and Cookie the Yorkie. Lupita from New Mexico. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. I think you will. It's a pretty nice one right there. So I've said this many times, but we try to do our part. But the honest truth is all of the charitable work we do, every last bit of it, in some way, shape, or form, comes from you guys. So the big thank you is to you. We appreciate it. We're just glad we can kind of participate in your giving just kind of through us. So thank you. And we are going to be this Q4 doing a series of different auctions. This is one of them. We've done 2 of them now. I think maybe I have a sale for one of these from Bad Cat Coffee Company. We're doing a series of 50-50 splits. Half goes to charity. We're doing some that are exclusively to charity. Then we're doing some that are exclusively to charity, including shipping costs, including fees, all of that stuff. And we'll put them up throughout the holiday season. We have some cool items that we're going to do. Oh, and these right here, we got these from Isaiah House 117 as well. Check that. A Titleist hat, brand new, with their logo on it. That is really cool. I'll probably do some of these as well, sign some, and run a few auctions for that charity. So thank y'all for helping us do that. Oh, hey. Oh, maybe I'll let Reagan talk about these. Hey, talking about sourcing for just a second, I just wrote down a quick list of places that most people who do what we do source from, at least part-timers. Garage sales, estate sales, that includes yard sales, of course, tag sales, whatever you want to call them. Facebook Marketplace is big. It's not for me because there's hardly anybody who lives around here, but there's a ton of places in this country where you can source the heck out of Facebook Marketplace. You can source eBay itself, and I have had a lot of people source me to resell when I sell things in lots, like the marbles that I listed, and I'm going to list some more here as a big lot. And they'll buy them all up, and then they'll part them out. When in doubt, part them out, and they'll make money. They just specialize in one particular item. They buy them in lots, and they're used to studying the lot to find the ones that have value, and then be able to part it out and to separate it, and to sometimes make more money on the one individual item than in the whole lot, because they know what they're looking for. So I say it all the time, becoming an expert in one thing can pay off in a big way. It can be a little bit boring unless you really love that one thing, but it can pay off in a big way. What else do I have here? Of course, thrift stores, friends, that's huge for sure. Family, definitely make those connections. You could buy pallets, not my kind of thing. Antique stores, definitely. You can definitely source from antique stores too, a little harder in certain areas. For sure, the Goodwill bins, the Amazon bins, stores, and all that stuff. Lost and found. I've talked about this before. I've sourced the lost and found. Pepper's going nuts here, y'all. Now, don't just raid the lost and found and steal it. I'm talking about once the certain time frame has elapsed, like I did at the golf course over there on the Garage Sale Nation channel, the lost and found sale. You can definitely do that. And I actually have another connection that I've made here recently, that once a year they're going to empty out their lost and found, and they told me I could come get it for free. So I'm like, that's a good one as well. So check your place of employment. Maybe they have one and you can do that. Now, I will say that making connections is the absolute best way to source without a shadow of a doubt. Getting some kind of a supply or a plug is a great way, especially if you're trying to make a living at it. Or you could do what Commonwealth Grammy does, and you can just straight steal this stuff and sell it. Now, the one I'm going to talk about today, the one that I did just last weekend, I've talked about it before on the show, is going to local sporting events or semi-local sporting events, even if they're not high profile, not the major leagues, not the NFL. In this case, they're the one I'm going to talk about is a local university that had a stadium giveaway, but I've talked about it before. This item over here, now this I got from a yard sale around here, but it's an Evan Gaddis Lynchburg Hillcat bobblehead, but it's, from Sandlot right there. You're killing me, Smalls. And I went to that particular game. I knew they were doing that bobblehead that night, and we bought a bunch of tickets, and I listed the item right there at the game and started selling them like crazy, and we were selling them for great money. I think over $50 early on in the night. By the end of the night, it was probably down in the 30 range, and we sold them at that price for quite a while. And I was literally buying them up from people at the game. Eventually, the people came over and were like, yeah, you can't do that. I'm like, why not? They're like, we don't want you to do it. I'm like, okay, I won't do it. So I waited out in the parking lot after the game, and I bought them from people walking out of the game for $5 a piece. And we were making $20 a pop, but profit. But it was on one listing, and we had dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Plus, we enjoyed the game as a family. Now, I might pop this listing up right here just so you can see it, because I don't want to unbox it. But this is a Hugh Freeze bobblehead. It's a Liberty University Stadium giveaway, and I saw this coming, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy a bunch of tickets to this game and get a bunch of people together, and we're going to go, and we are going to source the heck out of these things. And we did. I got 6 tickets. You could get them for $7 a piece, and that's how low it got on StubHub. Actually, I think it was 6, but you know, there's fees and stuff. So $7 a piece, and I sold these for, oh my goodness, what are you doing over here to my stuff? My American Bubble Boy stuff here. Almost knocked off Chip and Dale. I have fed you treats so many times today. I'm gonna get you out of here. Bye. Knocked over the duck, Troy. At least that's a good segue and reminder. If you make a purchase from the store and you put American Bubble Boy or Bubble Bucks in the comment on the purchase, we'll send you some Bubble Bucks, 250 Bubble Bucks. But that's not what we're talking about. So I'm like, you know, we'll have a fun time. Maybe we'll make some money. And all of them sold already. All of them. Sold to the very first night while the game was going on. I was still at the game. And then we sold the rest the next day. And I'll ship those off at another date. After enjoying the game, the profit was still $144. And like I said, that is after paying for the entire experience, which you got to have as well. I could have sourced these in much the same way. I could have just bought a bunch of $5 bills and started paying people for it. Decided not to do that this time. Matter of fact, I had a few more than this. But Turner's like, I want to keep one. I'm like, okay, so Turner, you can keep one. And then a lady on the way out, she was an employee there, and she's like, hey, you know, she saw me with a hand. I think I had 4 in my hands at the time, and the other people had some too. And she's like, hey, you know, I was working, and I didn't get a chance to get one. Would you mind if I had one? And I'm like, of course, we'll give it to you. So we gave one away as well. But I think I fairly easily, if I would have brought a bunch of $5 bills, probably could have sourced 15 to 20 of them. But I will caution you, and it happened with these as well. The best time to sell these, a lot of people like save them forever, and then the best time to sell them is to be the very first person to list it on eBay. Be the very first. Put it out there, set the market high, and you can usually sell them pretty quickly. And in a week or 2 after the fact, it's very hard to sell them that high, or hard to sell them at all, unless it's really, really unique. But most of the time, the value on these actually go down over the first couple of months. And then maybe long into the future, when there's virtually no supply and a tiny bit of demand, you could probably sell them for a decent price. But my experience is the very best price you can get for them is literally while the game is going on, they'll show it on a TV channel or something. Somebody will be like holding it, and they're like, oh, I want one of those. And you've got automatic free advertising, and that's a way to sell them pretty quick. I did this at a Baltimore Oriole game years ago, probably 10 years ago. And I went to this game on purpose, wanted to take my family to a game, my older boy, because Turner wasn't even around yet. I think Turner was in Blue Ridge Mama's belly from the pictures, if I remember, and it was really super hot. She was not happy I chose that day. But I chose it because they had an Eddie Murray bobblehead. And we did that, and we paid for the whole day with those Eddie Murray bobbleheads. They sold for crazy good money. And I bet you if I went on there today, that very same bobblehead would probably go for 10 bucks. Pulled some more of these 31 Oh Snap bags. I paid $1 a piece up there in Minnesota. These 2 sold for $16 plus shipping. Next item is an item that I've seen a definite uptick on in prices on eBay. Not this particular one, but just in general lately. And I'm happy about it because I love selling them. And there's fewer and fewer, of course. They don't make them anymore. And this is a GE. It's not a Walkman because that's Sony branded, but it's a, let's see, what do they call this? And just a cassette recorder, right? A personal cassette recorder. And this one is tested and working. There's no corrosion in it or anything like that. I highly, highly suggest testing these. There's a lot of times an issue with them. And sometimes you can disclose it, you know, a little crackle in it or something. But I love these things, man. I mean, this was my childhood. And so a lot of people are scooping them up. And some publicity on some certain shows as well. So this one here is nothing special, unfortunately. But I always pick them up. This one sold for $20 free shipping. So, you know, I probably paid $1 for it. There's a little bit of money in it, over $10 profit. Quick thank you to Ben for buying plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over there on CommonwealthPicker.com. Remember, we email you those unless you ask for a hard copy. And a second to shout out SupplyHut and thanking them again for giving the viewers a discount. If you go to SupplyHut.com and use code Commonwealth, you can get your boxes and stuff over there 5% off. And I would suggest something like this go in a 6x4x4 box. It's probably how we're going to ship that. And oh, hey, that reminds me, we have a scale to give away. I'll announce the winner for that a little bit later in the episode. But with a little bit of bubble wrap, that's probably going to be just under the 12-ounce rate, which is pretty darn good. And sometimes we use paper. They have that over there on SupplyHut.com as well. So, but of course, grab your bubble wrap from Joel, an American Bubble Boy. There you go. And ask, of course, if you make a purchase, and ask for some bubble bucks, and we'll send it off to you. By the way, that also applies for everything in Reagan's store, CommonwealthPicker.com. Hey y'all, quick voiceover. I forgot to announce the winner, so I'm going to do it right here. Brian Davis. Go ahead and send me a Gmail or an Instagram, and you can claim your prize. Next item, I got to give a thank you to Mike A.M. Pickers. Thank you very, very much for these. You gave these to us over at the 127 sale in Tennessee, and then you came down and saw us at Uncle Mark's garage sale as well. Hey, that reminds me. If you want to see the footage from Uncle Mark's garage sale, now it's just not at Uncle Mark's. We mixed in quite a bit of regular garage sale footage, the kind you would see on Commonwealth Picker. And we did that. We put it into 3 different videos. I think 2 are out, and the other one should be out very soon. Is over on Garage Sale Nation. And that's the YouTube Garage Sale Nation channel, and you can go over there and check that out if you want to see those, especially because I think I'm a little behind on Commonwealth Picker videos lately as well. So at any rate, if you want to check those out, head over to Garage Sale Nation and you can check those out. You'll see a little bit of Troy Mountain Man Treasure and a little bit of Dave NC Picker and Eric OBX Picker as well. These are the salt and pepper shakers that Mike gave us, and Chip and Dale salt and pepper shakers. Pretty cool right there, $12 plus shipping on those. Make sure I don't break them. I think the very first plush I ever bought from Disneyland when I was a kid was Chip and Dale. And I still don't remember which one has the black nose and which one has the red nose. But I do know that this CD right here, these have slowed tremendously. Have sold, this one sold for $10. X-Clan Exodus, the New Testament. 4-play Cosmic Art, Adam, Exodus, FTP, Fire and Earth. I have no idea what this stuff is, by the way. Never seen this before, but I do know that it sold for $10. Bless you. All right, Turner, you made a sale, and you made a sale to a viewer. This is going to Liz. I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
And these are clings. Turner loves clings, don't you?
I don't know what they are.
What are you talking about?
I don't.
They're the things you take and you stick to the windows that Mama always sticks to the windows.
Oh, yeah. I love those things.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've always been doing that. And since you were a little boy and you would tear them off, and I'd find them on the floor, and I'm like, what are you doing? So he likes those clings. But I bought a bunch of these for $quarter at a yard sale. Sold some last year and then put the rest in the booth, and they didn't sell. So we took them out of the booth and we decided to list them on eBay. They sold for $10 plus shipping. I can't even talk. They sold for $10 plus shipping. Definitely enough for you to do what?
$7, spend $1, Wait.
Wait.
So one time, like this was when I was like 4 or 3. I had one of these. I put them on the window. It fell off. And the like stuff on them is still there. Like
it's still on the window.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. So these are Thanksgiving ones, but there's also some Halloween ones behind them back here. There's quite a few of them. So I didn't want to take it all out, but they're kind of cool. You like Thanksgiving or Halloween better?
That's hard.
It's a hard one, huh?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving better?
Yeah.
Me too. But a lot of people love Halloween too.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Bye.
The first of our charity auctions did sell. I think we're doing these two together. So CWP Inaman, which you can find on CommonwealthPicker.com. Commonwealth Flipper sticker. And the Commonwealth Picker. Bad Cat Coffee. Tumbler. This is a really cool tumbler, by the way. It fits. I love the thin design. I take it out with me garage selling every week. And there are only 6 of them total. Maybe 5 left. Let me grab this one. And Bad Cat Coffee Company gave them to us to auction off. So we're doing some charity stuff with it. And I don't remember what it was. I wrote it in the comments though. That one's empty. Here is one right here. And we will ship this one off to you, Jonathan. Jonathan, thank you. Thank you for your generosity. I'm trying to remember what we're doing on this one. I think we're doing Isaiah House on this one. I think that's what we're doing. I'll have to go and look what I put in the comments. I can't even remember in the description of it. So, Jonathan, thank you. I appreciate it greatly. We go from doing some good deeds to doing some other type of deeds. Not necessarily bad, I suppose, but I was out garage selling with Turner. The very first one we come across is a sale. Uh-oh, somebody's here. Okay, Turner's ready to play catch. That's funny. And me and Turner went out, and the very first sale we go to has got nothing but grower paraphernalia. And this is a, let's call it an herb drying rack right here. They had 6 of them for $1 a piece. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. They're only selling for $15 a piece. It's not huge money, but it's one listing times 6. So I figured that was well worth it. We'll make 50, 60 bucks profit on that one listing. The next one is, I hope I can find this. I've been in here a long time. This one went to a viewer. There it is right there. The Cube Ring Lost. Find lost keys, ring lost phone. There you go. And these are pretty cool. I think sold for 15 plus shipping. And I don't know if you've ever used them. I had them on my old set of keys. And I really liked it, but the battery finally gave out, and I never changed the battery in the thing. But anyway, these are super cool. And if you ever find them, look them up. Some are worth quite a bit of money, these little Cube accessories. Some aren't. And these just are typical sellers for about $14, $15. And this one went to Lynette. She's the first one to say, please include the Bubble Bucks coupon in the message. So it's definitely going to go out, and we'll put those in there. If I forget, let me know. But I think we'll be pretty good at it. Subscribe to both channels and first-time buyer. Continuing to learn and list more daily. She says she hopes to grow it to enough to have an eBay store. Finally decided to change my eBay name to reflect what I sell. Omen Acres Vintage. Very, very cool. And there's a dash between each of those. So thank you, Lynette. I appreciate it. 2 quick notes. I got a GoPro 11. Super excited about that right there. We'll bust that out on the garage sale trail pretty soon. And I don't remember. I don't think there was a name on this. There's no name on this. But you know who you are, who sent me this ashtray right here. Virginia ashtray. What do you know? State Capitol. It's got the cardinal on it in Richmond. So thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. And I wish I had your name. I think there was an initial on the return address, and that was it. But thank you so very much for your generosity. We appreciate it. Just one sale in here. Used to sell the fire out of these during the pandemic, of course. Everybody, you know, go get your shots at the doctor there. So that's an interesting one. Norman Rockwell. And this one, as I think most of them do, sell for $10 plus shipping, and I ship them in a record box. All right, Reagan's got a few sales out of the CommonwealthPicker.com store. What do you got?
Tiffany got an Animal Man. Kaylin got an Animal Man and a Trash Cash sticker. Michael got a gray Trash Cash, and Keith also got a Trash Cash shirt.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Oh, hey, and we have the black Trash Cash t-shirts now as well. So they should be in the store here. Actually, by the time you hear this video, they should. And we have something else to announce. You want to show them our new product for the holiday season? What do you got?
We got tumblers.
We got tumblers. What do you think?
They're
I love
really
it.
cool.
They have all the logos on it. All spin them around right there. Commonwealth Picker, Commonwealth Flipper. It's got the We Get Things Moving emblem. And, of course, Garage Sale Nation. And Trash Cash. What do you think? Pretty darn cool. Yeah. Dave and Carrie were super jealous. You think I should send one to NC Picker and American Arbitrage? No?
No, only if they deserve it.
Only if they did. Well, they definitely don't get one then.
Oh, okay.
That's a no-brainer. Very funny. Thank you, Reagan.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Hey, really quickly before we go, just want to say thank you, as always, for joining us. Thank you for your support, for your loyalty towards this show, just watching it all the time. So very much appreciated. Little info for you. Reseller Information Network. If you are brand new to reselling, need a little help, or just need some advice on expanding your knowledge and getting better, used to be OBX Flip's channel, and now they are dedicating some of their time with Chernox Connection and Tim over the years, and Leroy, Blood, Sweat, Cell, and Old School Flips, Jimmy, and they're going to try to dedicate some of their time over there to direct information to resellers might want to go check them out, Reseller Information Network. And I just want to say thank you again for using all those links. SupplyHut is overwhelmed with the support you guys have given them, and hopefully they will return it to you here as well, in addition to the 5% that they're already giving you. So thank you all very much for the support, and we can't wait to see you next time.